lots of people were not happy about me playing Bond when I first got the role. And I thought, well, I have to approach it from what I would know what to do. I'm just an actor. I just want to dig into him and find out what he's about. But he felt so complicated and lots of problems. I mean, and we had this sort of great...
He didn't build a body for the beach. He built a weapon for war. Think about that. At an age when most men are settling into their favorite armchair, Daniel Craig was undergoing a hostile takeover of his own biology. This isn't a story about getting ripped. This is a story about architectural defiance. It's about forging a physique so brutally functional, so ruthlessly efficient, that it could convincingly stare down death itself. And he did it at 57. The mission was clear: become 007, not just in spirit, but in every sinew, every fiber, every conditioned breath. This is the blueprint of that transformation masterclass in rewriting your physical destiny. To understand the magnitude of this, you have to erase the image of a Hollywood star hitting the gym. This was a Black Ops mission for his own body. The mindset wasn't vanity, it was vengeance. A vengeance against complacency, against the inevitable decline we're all told to accept. His trainer famously said, they weren't building an action hero, they were building an assassin. And that shift in intent is everything. The goal wasn't to look strong, but to be lethal, to move with the explosive power of a predator, to possess the endurance of a hunter, and the resilience of a piece of military-grade hardware. This psychological recalibration was the bedrock. Every drop of sweat, every moment of pain, was framed not as a cost, but as an investment in a new, more capable self. The foundation of this weapon was laid with sheer, unadulterated strength. We're not talking about vanity curls in front of a mirror. We're talking about the foundational pillars of human power. The deadlift, the squat, the bench press, the overhead press. These compound movements don't isolate muscles. They recruit entire kinetic chains. They build a body that works as one unified, powerful system. Imagine the spine and core stability required to lift hundreds of pounds from the floor. That same stability allows you to take a punch, to fall from a height, to engage in a brutal hand-to-hand struggle. The weight room was his forge, and these lifts were the hammer strikes pounding raw material into something hardened and unbreakable. But a weapon that is only strong is useless if it cannot be deployed. This is where the second phase of his training came in, the forge of function. This is where the 007 body separates itself from all others. This was about translating raw strength into explosive, applicable power. His routine was a symphony of controlled violence. Plyometric box jumps that trained his fast-twitch muscle fibers to fire with the speed of a bullet, battle ropes that scorched his cardiovascular system while building savage grip and shoulder endurance, kettlebell workouts that combined strength, cardio, and mobility in one fluid, grueling session. They incorporated combat sports boxing, jiu-jitsu, not just for the technique, but for the mindset. It's about learning to breathe under pressure, to think while your body is screaming for oxygen, to remain calm in the chaos. This was the sharpening of the blade, and a weapon must be fueled. The nutrition plan was not a diet. It was a logistical operation. Every calorie was a round of ammunition. Every meal was strategically deployed to either build, repair, or energize. Imagine the precision. Lean proteins like chicken, fish, and steak arriving in specific quantities to rebuild the muscle tissue torn apart in training. Complex carbohydrates from sweet potatoes and oats, timed perfectly to refill glycogen stores for the next day's onslaught. Healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil to lubricate joints and support a hormone profile conducive to building muscle and burning fat. And water gallons of it flushing out metabolic waste and ensuring every cellular process operated at peak efficiency. There was no room for empty calories. Sugar was the enemy. Processed food was sabotage. His kitchen was as disciplined as his gym. Yet, this relentless assault on his body would have broken him without the most critical and most often ignored component: advanced recovery. At 57, the body doesn't bounce back like it does at 25. So, recovery wasn't passive. It was an active, aggressive strategy. This is where the science fiction became his daily reality. Cryotherapy chambers, where his body was subjected to minus 200 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures, shocking his system into a dramatic reduction of inflammation and a flood of endorphins. infrared saunas providing a deep detoxifying heat to soothe aching muscles and improve circulation. And the king of them all, sleep. This was non-negotiable. It was during deep quality sleep that his body released human growth hormone, repairing the microscopic damage from his workouts and making him come back stronger. This wasn't rest, it was recalibration. It was the silent, unseen work that made the visible transformation possible. But the body and mind are not separate entities. The grueling physical regimen was also a brutal form of mental conditioning. Pushing through the burning ache of one more rep, the searing lungs of one more sprint, the trembling exhaustion of one more round, this forges a will of iron. It builds a callus not just on the hands, but on the mind. The discipline required to wake up every day and willingly submit to that level of discomfort translates directly into a profound, unshakable self-confidence. The man who has conquered his own body day after day is not easily intimidated by external challenges. Daniel Craig didn't just get physically tougher, he built a fortress of mental fortitude, the calm, steely gaze of James Bond. That wasn't acting. That was the look of a man who knows with absolute certainty what he is capable of enduring. So, we assemble the blueprint. The unbreakable mindset of an operative on a mission. The foundational strength built with iron and will. The functional, explosive power forged through athletic brutality. The precise logistical fueling, the aggressive scientific recovery that turned a 57-year-old body into a self-repairing system. This is the Daniel Craig protocol. It is a self-reinforcing cycle where the discipline in one area fuels the success in another. The clean eating makes the recovery more efficient. The quality sleep enhances the mental clarity needed to push through the next workout. The strength built in the gym translates directly into the power displayed on screen. He didn't just get in shape, he underwent a complete physical and psychological metamorphosis. The result was just a body that looked like it could be 007. It was a body that was 007. Every sprint, every punch, every leap across a crumbling bridge was authentic. There was no need for the camera to lie. The physique you saw on screen was a testament to what is humanly possible when willpower, science, and effort converge with a single, unyielding purpose. The final, most profound truth is this. Daniel Craig, at 57, became the physical embodiment of James Bond, not despite his age, but because of the wisdom and discipline that came with it. A younger man might have had the raw talent, but only a man of experience could possess the sheer, unbreakable will to see such a punishing vision through to its absolute conclusion. So the question shifts. It's no longer how he built the 007 body at 57. The real, thought-provoking question that should echo in your mind long after this story is told is this. If he could build a weapon at 50, what masterpiece are you capable of building with the body you have today?